An absolute classic has arrived. Today we're gonna look at one of my all-time favorite shoes from back in the 90s that was so highly desired by myself and a lot of my friends. Actually, one of my best friends had it back in the day, but I never had a chance to grab these, and this is the first time they're kind of coming in their original look. Hey guys, welcome back to the Kids Wheelers channel. Today we're looking at the Reebok's Insta Pump Fury 2 OG colorway. This was the original release colorway. They came back following the legendary Insta Pump Fury 1, which is in my top 3 favorite shoes of all times. And this one is easily in the top 10 because it featured a lot of the elements we saw on the Insta Pump Fury 1, but they improved on some and some they not so much. But yeah, without further ado, we're gonna look at this. We're gonna break down the technology, at least what the technology was back in the day. We know nowadays the technology is slightly different, but I'm actually surprised that last year Reebok decided to release this shoe and bring it back to the market, because I was not really expecting the Insta Pump Fury 2 to come back. Honestly, the Insta Pump Fury 1 is very, very popular across the globe, but the 2 was not that popular, and even back in the day, it was less popular than the 1. And every time the 1 was releasing, people were going out there and buying it immediately, especially the original colorway. Now this one, I distinctly remember it coming back in the day, and I remember my best friend buying these. And one of the things that instantly struck me is they put this hexalite marking right here on the forefoot. And back in the day, because there was not a lot of information, we just thought that this is the hexalite marking for the one that you see on the back. But in fact, the original pair had not only ultra hexalite underneath your heel and around on the visible lateral side in the heel, but also they had hexalite in the forefoot, although not visible, but it was there. It was very, very comfortable when I put them on feet. Now with these retros, I'm not really sure. Probably they don't have the hexalite in the forefoot, but even if they do, the hexalite is different, so don't expect the same comfort. I have to say, with the retro, Reebok did a great job with the midsole. It's very soft and it's very reminiscent to how the original midsole looked and felt. And I have to tell you, obviously I've tried them on the feet back in the day. I still remember that the midsole was very, very soft, and actually was much softer than the original Insta Pump Fury. But because the original Insta Pump Fury, the midsole was polyurethane, or kind of a dense mixture, where this one was more like a polylite, and it was a lot lighter and softer. Obviously the designer here is not Mr. Stephen F. Smith. It's a completely different designer, so you'll see some of the design cues are different, despite the fact that it's borrowing some of the ideas from the previous one. We have triangular instead of hexagonal shaped cutouts on the heel and on the lateral side where the hexalite was displayed. And now with this new model, the graphite or the carbon fiber shank, it's a lot smaller. You remember the original one was a lot bigger, a lot more visible, which prone to have some issues, especially if you're running with them and you wear them for a long period of time. A lot of people complained that if they step on a big rock or like at the edge of the curb, the carbon fiber will crack. So I think Reebok did some changes here to make it a little bit more reinforced, and at the same time still keep the heel and the forefoot decoupled, which was one of the signature things. Obviously we have the EXO pump system, which I absolutely love. It's still today the best laceless system in my opinion. You put them on feet, you pump, and you get instant fit without having to worry about tying your shoes or anything like that, and they stay pretty snug. We have a reflective hands here and there on the toe box, on the heel. Back in the day that was 3M, and now it's not, it's just reflective material. And this shoe comes with some things that I haven't seen in a very, very long time, and I was actually very surprised to see. This is the hexagonal tag that has hexalite. Every single shoe from Reebok back in the day that feature hexalite came with this tag. Very, very signature. I still have plenty of these original tags from back in those days, which obviously I didn't have the shoes, but I was going around the stores disconnecting these from the shoes and collecting them. I know. That was the only thing that I can afford. Do we have a little tag here that says reflective by Reebok? Interesting. Again, back in the day, there was a sticker that says 3M reflective. Now it's not. And we have the regular Insta Pump Fury 95, what they call it. Oh, that's Insta Pump Fury 2, how we know it. The insole here is ortholite. It's not a Reebok Athletics that used to come with, which was the anatomically correct with the arch support and all that stuff. Now it's ortholite, it's glued in. with the Fury logo on top of it. Ultralight is fine, I don't mind that, and in this shoe it's probably good to have it. But one of the biggest changes they did here, and not a lot of people will notice this, only major Reebok geeks like me will notice that. You will see on the tongue, or the proverbial tongue, which is not a tongue because it's all one piece, we have the hole right here. And the retail pair was not released like that back in the day. The retail pair featured a pull tab just like on the Hill. This was a solid thong. It was more of a square on top. It was not pointy like that. And the pull tab was right here. The hole was only featured on some engineering samples and some of the Reebok catalogs. They were kind of announcing the new models coming for that same year. Featured the shoe with that hole. So interesting that whoever was the current project manager for this release on the Reebok side, they decided to release it just like on the engineering samples, instead of just like it was on the retail with the squared off tongue and with the pull tab, which I personally prefer because this is how they were at the stores. This is how they looked. This is how I remember them on people's feet. They were not like that with the hole. And another thing is, you will see, because of how pointy the tongue is, the actual pump bladder extends over the tongue, and it's a little bit awkward. It's not kind of centered. It's not perfectly square. It's not covered by the tongue, and throws off my OCD because when you put them on feet, you'll see they kind of protrude on the backs, on the both sides of the tongue. But that's a little nitpicking on my end. It's nothing major that you should be worried about. Just worth mentioning that my personal opinion is they should have kept the original retail version of the shoe. And these are produced in December of 21, so a year ago. Man, it took me a while. I released the video of these, but I had them for a little bit. I'm actually thinking about getting another pair because they're gonna be going into my constant rotation during the summertime. I really like how they look. It's an iconic colorway, this purple, white, and black. It is something that, again, everybody wanted back in the day, and very few of us were able to acquire. Of course, not me. Now they're out. Reebok has tons of other collaborations for this model. You guys seen some on my channel, and I highly appreciate them bringing this model because I thought I will never see it again. I really hope that in some close future, maybe before the summer, they can release the Jackie Chan version of this shoe, or Jackie Chan colorway, which is like all gray with a little hint of citron on the front. Very iconic colorway that even the Reebok was advertising back in the day in some posters with Jackie Chan. But hopefully somebody will take that project and run with it and bless us with that specific colorway. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I really like these. I went half a size down because the way this shoe is constructed, I think it gives you a lot of room in the front if you go through the size, at least to me. And I chose to go half a size down. They're gonna relax a little bit, especially over the summertime with some moisture, with your feet getting sweaty and all that stuff. So half a size down for me. Unless you're a really wide footer, then go through the size. That's pretty much it. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe if you're new. Check out all the videos coming out very soon. A lot of interesting Reebok models are gonna be on the channel. And as always, guys, you have a wonderful day.